In the aftermath of yet another high-stakes postseason failure, the basketball world is once again turning its critical gaze toward James Harden. The 10-time All-Star and former league MVP finds himself at the center of a relentless and increasingly justified narrative. When the moment is biggest, when the lights are brightest, Harden simply shrinks. His latest Game 7 performance, 7 points on 2 of 8 shooting over 35 minutes in a lopsided 120-101 loss to the Denver Nuggets, serves as yet another exclamation point in a career defined by postseason collapses. That loss marked the fourth different team in which Harden has dropped to Game 7, a staggering and damning statistic that no superstar wants attached to their legacy. While his regular season brilliance is undisputed, his playoff resume is littered with inexplicable disappearances and passive play when his team needs assertiveness and aggression the most. Whether it was a historic 27 consecutive missed three-pointers by the Houston Rockets against Golden State, the failed Brooklyn experiment, the disastrous endings with Philadelphia, or now this latest chapter with the Clippers, the trend is unmistakable. Harden's Game 7 woes are especially glaring considering the contrast with his coach, Tyronn Lue, who entered the contest with a perfect 4-0 record in such do-or-die games, and his teammate Kawhi Leonard, a two-time Finals MVP and widely regarded as one of the most clutch performers of his generation. Yet Leonard's tenure in Los Angeles, plagued by injuries and load management, has also failed to live up to expectations. In 5 seasons with the Clippers, he has played more than 57 games just once, and this season he was limited to 37 appearances. Despite his 22-point contribution in Game 7, the grand vision of a championship-caliber Clippers team remains unrealized. Leonard's Clippers have now exited the playoffs in the first round 3 times, and the experiment to many is starting to look like a failed bet on fleeting greatness. Meanwhile, the debate rages on. Is James Harden the worst big-game performer in the history of sports? It's no longer hyperbole to entertain the notion. There are other athletes who've worn similar labels. Clayton Kershaw in baseball, Aaron Judge more recently, and even historical cases like Peyton Manning before his breakthrough title. But what separates Harden is the sheer volume of evidence. His failures are not limited to a single postseason, a singular moment, or one team. They span over a decade, across multiple franchises, and in nearly every conceivable scenario. Even with the structure, support, and opportunity, Harden has consistently underperformed when it mattered most. The criticism doesn't come without contrast. Harden's regular season tenacity is unquestioned. He shows up, he plays hard, and he produces numbers that place him among the greatest scorers of all time. He doesn't dodge the grind of an 82-game schedule like some of his peers, and his offensive IQ is elite. But when the game slows down, when defensive intensity rises, and when his team needs him to lead, he fades. What's more frustrating is his passivity. In Game 7 against Denver, Harden wasn't just ineffective, he was disengaged. With only 8 shot attempts and as many turnovers as made field goals, he ceded control of the game when assertiveness was desperately required. That type of performance deflates a locker room, especially when secondary scorers like Norman Powell are also off their game. Without Harden stepping up, the Clippers were left rudderless. Jalen Brunson, by contrast, continues to elevate his stock in this postseason, even while debates swirl about his place among the top 5 remaining players. While his defense remains a target for opposing offenses, Boston will surely look to exploit him. His offensive impact has been undeniable. Still, in today's playoffs, two-way impact matters. Stars like Nikola Jokic, Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and even Stephen Curry, often underestimated as a defender, are being asked to contribute on both ends, and they are answering the call. The sports community is unrelenting in these debates because they matter. Clutch performance is the currency of greatness. Championships define legacies. In that sense, even Doc Rivers, despite his own reputation for playoff collapses, has at least one ring to his name. Harden has none. And while Kawhi Leonard will always have the 2014 Spurs and the unforgettable 2019 Raptors run, his tenure in Louisiana is becoming an injury-riddled afterthought. Harden, however, has no such cushion, no moment to look back on with pride, no signature postseason performance, just a trail of unmet expectations. As fans and analysts search for historic comparisons, they raise names like Kershaw, who eventually overcame his narrative with a World Series title, albeit in a pandemic-shortened season. They mention Aaron Judge, whose postseason struggles are beginning to erode his reputation despite staggering regular season numbers. But Harden? He's not trending toward redemption. He's entrenched in disappointment. And unless something changes, unless he authors a new chapter, James Harden may well go down as the most unclutched superstar in the modern era of sports.